Here's the door, lower hinge to the Dodge, and it is fully primed and painted. The primer is also white. I forget the brand name at Home Depot. Anyway, it's I painted it about 2 hours ago, so I gotta let it sit overnight before I can put it back together. The only thing left is of major concern is this opening is 032 metal, 22 gauge, and I've got to cut a piece and trim it and decide how tight of a fit I want to take it in place. I think MIG's probably going to be too much heat because this is really thin stuff. It's only 031 in thickness. So anyway, it's all painted. We'll get her done at some point and back together. I had it like I said, I had it back together for about a week, and the door works really nice. And then it's nice to have it nearly done. So I got to cut another piece, paint and prime and paint both sides of it, and then weld it in, and then touch up the paint. And I think that will finish the mechanical side of this door. Here we are in the lower hinge of the Dodge again. You can see I've primed and painted the reinforcement steel. It came out pretty good. Got the slots in it for adjustment that would adjust for the door going in and out. So next is you can see all the steel here that's cut out. This is the body metal, the 031 22 gauge, and I have to make a template for that and cut out a piece and then weld it in place, and it's got to be painted and primed as well. So let me show you the inside. Here it is in all its glory, and really well lit too. Anyway, you can see all those chunky welds because I tried to weld it from the inside of the door, and it got in the way of the nut plate. The nut plate wouldn't sit flat, so I had to grind almost all of it away. So the lesson is, when you weld a piece in to replace yours, make sure you get good penetration from the outside. Big deal. That took me a long time. So anyway, that's where we're at, and I'm awfully glad that we're here. I saved some cardboard. The cardboard you get from like cereal boxes, that kind of cardboard, it's real thin and strong. It makes really good templates for something like this, and I saved up a bunch of that stuff so I can cut it out and make a template and make something also for these holes, so if I ever need to put a shim in, I know the shape of the holes, you know, the distance between them and stuff. So anyway, that's where we're at for right now. Talk to you later. See you. Bye. Here's the nut plate that goes inside the door. You can see where I modified it to try and go around some of my welds that didn't work out. I had to grind them all off, so that was kind of a waste. But you grind off all the rust, and then you prime it and paint it so it stays nice and, yeah, there's some thin spots. It stays nice and as rust free as possible. We live in the desert, but things still rust here. You wouldn't believe it. Anyway, so here it is, all ready to go back in the door. As soon as I get that 032 on there, this project will be done. See you. Bye. Here is the template I used to cut this 030 body metal out. So this is your standard you know, cereal box type of cardboard. It comes on other I don't even know what this was out of, but anyway, it works really good. You see those slots, those came from this. This was the body metal 032, and you can see a slot here, part of a slot there, and part of a slot here. So I just used this and traced it around to give us all 3 of those, and then kept cutting it with scissors until it fit inside right here. So anyway, this turns out to be an incredibly valuable tool when you're trying to do stuff like this. I really like that. So that's what it came out of. I save a bunch of these boxes now that, I don't know, fruit bars come in them, all kinds of different stuff. It's nice and thin and stiff, and if you need to tape it and add pieces to it, and you know, you can modify a template to death because it's so simple. Anyway, so that's how this piece was created. And it's about as strong as I could make it. It's not very pretty, but that's just my skill level. So on to the next phase. Here's the work for today, if I can get it all in here. Here is the 030 steel, that's the body metal that the door is made out of, and you can see my unbelievable welding job. Right here I tried to TIG it because I thought setting the TIG real low would work really well, but it blew right through it. It was amazing. So I had to MIG the whole thing, and I did some grinding on it to take the flat or the sharp peaks off of it. It's not as beautiful as I was hoping it would come out to be. So I painted it a couple hours ago, and this piece was already painted inside and out, but I scratched and damaged some of it from heat, so I had to clean it up and repaint it. But it's in place and ready to go. It's just I gotta wait until it's not so sticky, and then we'll put the bottom hinge on, the new bushings, the pin, and then of course the nut plate, and that goes on the inside. So it's looking kind of done. Now it's raining today, so I can't really spend a lot of time out here, and it's still not gonna, yeah, see, it's a little tacky. So I'm gonna wait tomorrow sometime and bolt this whole thing back together, and it'll be wonderful to have it. Now this 030, this is a 030 thick, what do they call it, 22 gauge. This thing will lift the tail end of the door up quite a bit, and it was a little low because it didn't have this in when I test fit it before. So hopefully the door will be centered in the opening. That's all I can hope for. The reason there really wasn't any other way to weld this around the perimeter. The factory had like a spot weld here, and I forget, a spot weld somewhere else, and that was it. It's mostly the heavy duty reinforcement on the inside of the door that carries most of the load. So by welding this piece to the door, it's going to share more of the load. So hopefully long term that'll be okay. So anyway, you can see the slots I had to make. I took the piece of steel, the factory piece from here, and made duplicates of the larger slots, because when they're doing this at the factory, they want to you know, align it as good as they can, but they don't want it to take all day. They want to slap it together. So anyway, this the door panel, I have to look at the other side. I can't remember if it stops here or if it overlaps a little bit. I just don't remember. It's been apart so long. Anyway, the old girl is getting done. I'll give you a hint, but I won't give it away. The short circuit from that video a while back has been completed and corrected. So I'll make another video of that when I have some time. But that was a doozy. That took 7.5 months to fix. Thanks. See you. Bye.